Perfect. So it is 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining us, Jack. We're going to go ahead and get started. So Tanya, if I may, if you can go ahead and do the establish a quorum, please.
We do have a quorum.
Okay, so the only ones that we are missing right now would be Mike. Let's see, Jim Thurman and Fred Baylor. And what I'd like to do is we do have two new members, Charlene, to write down. So Stephen Wilfong and Clyde Appleby are also online. We'll do, when we get to the new members portion a little bit later, Steve and Clyde, if you want to say a few words, a little introduction, don't get all bent up about it, so or concerned, just, how long you've been in the area. We saw your resumes before, but anything you want to say during that time frame. But I don't want you to concentrate on what you're going to say. I'd rather you listen to the meeting and just spur of the moment, just say, a word or two when we get to that portion of it. Okay? Mm-hmm. So with that, first of all, happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm glad everybody's here. We could be out there having some beer and some tacos and everything else elsewhere, but I appreciate everybody being here today. And with that, we'll go ahead and start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. So we always start off with the Pledge of Allegiance to our group. And if I can get you guys to say it with me. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, so with that's done, moment of reflection. This is going to be a short one. So this was from the past weekend of events. So on Saturday, we celebrated Tom Cannon's memorial and bricklaying ceremony at the new Matthews Veterans Memorial Park. I want to thank the American Legion for hosting a wonderful event. We were honored to have James Esty. Again, James Esty is the representative from the Senator Tom Tillis's office. He was in attendance, and he actually presented the flag and certificate to Barbara Cannon. Also in attendance were Mayor Higdon, Board of Commissioners John Urban and Tim McCall, and from MVAC, Charlene, Larry, Jack, and Bill. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your time. And with that, if we can just have a moment of silence for Tom. Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead and get started. For the guests, besides Mark Tefano, are there any other guests online there, Tanya?
There are no other guests right now.
Thank you. Okay, so the minutes, I know you guys got them early this morning. We had them in our inbox for a little while, and that was part of my fault not getting back to Charlene to give her some of the information and corrections I had on there. Have everybody had an opportunity to look at the minutes, or at least receive the minutes from last meeting?
I do not have email addresses for Stephen or Clyde, so they did not receive them.
Nope, I didn't get it, Doug.
No, I didn't either.
So we'll get them to you afterwards, since this is your first meeting and you did not attend the last meeting. I would like to, I think that's possible, Tanya. We'll go ahead and have a vote to approve the minutes from the members who attended last week, and then Steve and Clyde will get those post to you, okay?
Okay.
Doug, can you send me their email addresses?
I will after the meeting. I'll send them to you, okay?
Thank you.
All right. So we'll go ahead and have a motion. Bill, do you approve the minutes? Bill
I make the motion to approve the minutes for the meeting of April 7th.
Second, Larry looks like he seconded for the hand.
Second.
Okay, I'll go through the roll call for approval. Bill Campbell?
Yes.
Larry Stawicki?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
And Tinien, I'll still mess up your name every time. And Charlene?
Yes.
And myself, yes. So the minutes are approved. Thank you. Okay, we're going on to unfinished business. The treasurer's report. Jack, if you would please give us your report.
Sure. For this past month of April, no activity. However, watch out come May. I found out today with an email from our banner people that the Overstreet banners are completed and they're actually over in storage by the town. So they're here in time for the May memorial. And Tanya, I need to talk with, I think, Roz to confirm that she's going to put them up for Memorial Day. I believe they are already listed for that date. And also, Tanya, I need to talk with Roz or the finance department to make sure that we get those paid on a timely basis. I'll do that through a normal requesting process.
Okay.
So we had 3655.94. The banners were 1115.40. So now, beginning or in May, we'll start with a $2,540.54 funds available. 25, 40, 54 is what we have available. However, one other thing that's on, I believe it's on the list to talk about, is the flag, the space flag. Okay, I double checked on that, and there is a double-sided 2x3 flag available through eBay for $19.88 plus tax, plus no shipping, and also we need to buy the pole for that. A separate from Condor flag, we get the pole from them for $79. So I will request purchase of the flag and pole for about $100 plus tax if I get the okay from this committee. So I'm looking for an okay, buy the flag, buy the pole, and go forward.
So we have discussed the Spacecom flag in prior meetings, and we were waiting for the price. So Jack just presented the price to us. So with that, I make a motion that we purchase the flag and pole for Space Command.
I second.
Okay, thank you. With that, we'll go around. Stephen. Now, Stephen, do you go by Stephen in formal correspondence and just Steve by name when speaking to, or how do you want to do that?
Stephen all the way around, be easier, Doug.
Stephen? Okay, so
yeah.
Go by Stephen. So Stephen,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so Bill Campbell, yay or nay? Yay?
Yay.
Larry?
Yay.
Stephen?
Yay.
Clyde?
Yay.
Charlene?
Yes. Hey, Michael just came on. Make sure you know that we're voting on.
I see him on there. Thank you. You can go ahead and unmute your mic there, Mike. Mike. Jack?
Yay.
Okay, Mike, what we're doing is we're voting for the purchase of the flag and pole for the Spacecom flag at the memorial. We talked about that in previous meetings. Yep. And Jack presented us with the price. It was minimal, $30-some. I think it was. Jack, if you want to repeat that again, please.
I heard it. I vote yay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I have a shout out to Mark. If you're listening, Mark, we should have this within 2 weeks. So if you want to make sure that the place is ready to put in the flag before Memorial Day.
Oh, that'll be great. Thanks.
Perfect. Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead and move on to the next item. Thank you again, Jack, for that. We're going to the Matthews Veterans Memorial Park. So yesterday, Jack and I met with Corey King, with also with PRAC representatives Howie and Susan. I think you got their last names, Howie.
U.S. figure skater Scott Hammond took the gold medal.
Anybody know, Charlene, are you going to be able to get or do you need just the...
I'm just looking at Parks and Rec list. So it should be there. Howie and Susan.
Correct.
Okay, I'll find on the Parks and Rec list.
Yes, Susan Chambers. So it was the chairman...
It's like 11 or something like that for Howie.
The chairman and the vice chairman for both of those committees. Jack, thank you. He's heading for Larry, who wasn't able to attend. And we met with Emily Blackwell and her partner, Ted Duncan. Emily Blackwell and Ted Duncan. They are both from Stewart Engineering, and she is the landscape architecture / project manager. So we were able to meet with her and Ted at the memorial. They invited all of the key stakeholders, which were MVAC, PRAC, and the American Legion, to include Mark Tofano also. So all of us were there, did an introduction, and then we had a discussion on the way forward for that project. So design project, everybody gave their input. We basically reported everything that we have in the past with that last design. And if you remember, the design that we were going to brief at the town board was the one with the removable wall / removable bench with a exit and entry, and with some type of a delineation, with those walls or benches there. So we provided our information. Parks and Rec also provided their feedback. They wanted less of a footprint, of course, because of the activities that go on in Stumptown Park, to include the, what's the big event that they have out there? Matthews Alive, and some of the other events they had out there. So the landscape architect, Emily, is going to, their team is going to come up with 3 plans, and we'll be able to review those plans. And my request was if we were going to be able to review and provide them feedback, but I don't think for Corey King, they're not budgeted for that. All they're going to do is provide us with 3 plans. So how are they going to come up with this? On the 12th of May, at the next PRAC meeting, it's going to be an open forum, a public meeting, where all suggestions can be submitted. And again, what I'm going to do is submit what we had in the past. When I submit it to those guys, I'll BCC all of you so you can see what I submitted. Once again, it was the same thing that we had before, basically very close to what Mark Tofano and them guys briefed us a couple of months back, but with a removable type of an area up there. Did somebody say anything?
I was attending you for 400, please.
Okay, we have somebody's mic on or whatever, but that's okay. Okay, so we'll keep on going with that. So that's what we plan to do with that one. All of you guys are invited for the 12th of May. Once I get the invite, I'll send that out to you guys once again so you can attend. Again, I don't want there to be any surprises to MVAC. We're going to provide what I was going to brief to the town board a couple of weeks back, which didn't transpire. Any questions on the Matthews Memorial Park? Okay, I'll take silence as a no, and we'll go ahead and, Jack, go ahead. Unmute yourself, Jack. Jack, if you have a comment, unmute yourself.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so I forget what they said yesterday, Doug, about the timing. When they think they'll have the plans available for review, and will we get this done by Veterans Day?
So Mark did ask that to be a requirement. Corey said that they did not have a timeline on the board there. He said that that would be nice to have it done before Memorial Day, but as of now, we did not have a timeline for the park to be completed. I think what they're doing now, since Stewart Enterprises is not going to do the construction, all they are going to do is present 3 plans. And then once we work with the plans, I'm hoping that we can once again take a look at those 3 plans, work with the Parks and Recs once again, and hopefully select one of those 3 plans, or we can look at them and come up with a combination. So once we review them, take a look at them, get MVAC's input, come up with a plan that we desire for those out of those 3. And if we look at them and decide that, maybe we can cut and paste one from another. And then we'll get with the PRAC. And as you guys remember in the past, with Tanya reported to us that they want to try to have committees working together. will once again work with the PrAC, and Howie did confirm that he'd like to work with us and present that as one plan to the town if we come up with the same decision. Okay, any other questions? Thank you. Okay, now we're down to the remembrance, veterans remembrance banners. So earlier this week, I did email Maureen Keith. If you guys remember, she's a communications person for the town of Matthews, and she's leading the effort for Mayor Bigden. So I emailed her, requested an appointment with the mayor to discuss a way forward on the remembrance banners. Since the mayor was at the memorial service, Bill, Larry, and I did get to talk to him and told him that we would be looking forward to receiving his guidance. Bill, Larry, and I will get together before then, provide the mayor and Maureen with an outline and the information that Bill briefed the last time around. So what I want to do now is ask Bill if there's anything new that he found out or to add to what you briefed last meeting.
Doug, don't think there's anything new right now to add. There've been, no changes or updates that we have.
Thank you, Bill. And I'm pretty sure you saw that email when I sent it to Maureen also, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I haven't heard back from her, so we're waiting for that one. You, Larry, and I can get together before our meeting and see what we can come up for an outline for the mayor, okay?
Okay.
Any other questions of Bill or on the Veterans Remembrance banners? Clyde and Stephen, so for your information, those are going to be banners that we're looking to hang along the street. I think that was part of the American Legion once before they had discussed that. Mark graciously provided that to us. I do think that is a MVAC item of concern for the town. The mayor and the town provided us with $4,500 to start off the initial investment for the remembrance banners. Bill provided a great briefing last time. You guys are going to have access to the prior minutes. If you go online, you can see the prior minutes. And Tanya, this might be a good time for Stephen and Clyde to tell them how to obtain their accounts for Matthews, or, will you do that, or will Lori do that?
I already have their email addresses. If I can just get contact information to be able to pass that along to them, then I can handle that. So Steve and Clyde, if you would just stay for just a minute after the meeting, I'll make sure I have good contact information to be able to pass along to your town email address.
Perfect. And what I'll do is when I send that information to Charlene, I'll also send it to you, Tanya. The emails for Stephen and Clyde. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next item. So, Veteran of the Year update. Once again, Fred nor Jim are available for this meeting. So that leads us to a little bit of concern on leading the project. If you remember, Fred did volunteer for that one, and Jim was going to be his backup. I did receive an email from Jim saying that he wanted to get together, but I never was able to get back with him and told him that we would discuss it today at today's meeting. So with that, so for the last 3 months, we've been waiting for a status. We took this up at the last executive committee meeting last week. And for you guys, the executive committee is the treasurer, which is Jack, the vice chair, Larry, and the secretary, Charlene, and myself. So all four of us, we meet normally a week or so prior to this meeting to establish an agenda and go over some of the items. At that meeting, we actually discussed the Veteran of the Year plan and looked at the website. We provided a new website description and then made changes to the award criteria. So at this time, and I think I sent them out to everybody yesterday or this morning. So at this time, if I can get Tanya to bring up the web, the one-page one where it's the web changes. There we go. So if you can see on those guys, on the left side, it says the Veteran of the Year. So if we go to our website and you click on the Matthews Veterans Advisory Committee, there will be a link over there for Veteran of the Year, Matthews Veteran of the Year. And basically, it'll have what's written on the left side. Everything in red is recommended changes to our last one. I sent that out to you, and I think the main thing over here that we wanted to do was take out for the specific year. If you go to the website right now, it still talks about 2019. So if we can make this initial page a generic one without a date, and here's what we did. We said seeks nominations for Veterans of the Year between January and September of the current year. So it is open now for Veteran of the Year for this year. We have yet started to contact any of the entities that we have in the past, and those entities would be the American Legion, American Home Bridge, Veterans of Foreign Wars, those type of entities. And then, of course, anybody from the town, we can go ahead and put out an announcement for Veteran of the Year also. So that's one thing that when I was in charge of it last year, I did not reach out to our communications person or to Tanya to get a note out to the local papers or through the local Facebook or social media activities. So that'd be one of the things that we want to do. I do see that in the second paragraph, we have an error already. We have award written down twice, so we'll take that out. And if you get, there's an extra space there, yes. If you guys can read through the rest of the changes over there. When we had this discussion at our executive committee, Charlene volunteered to be the person for the point of contact. What I wanted to do, because she's the point of contact, leave her email address there. Charlene, the only thing I wanted to find out is, did you want to use your personal email with the BHHS Carolinas, or did you only want to use the Matthews NC email?
I think we better do the Matthews NC email. I'll just have to make sure I'm checking it better than what I do. But yeah, use the Matthews NC one.
Okay, so we'll just use that one and take out your personal one. And then
yeah, I think that way.
Right.
That way it's coming out through there. If they do any kind of audit on us, it all came through there.
Perfect. And I put mine as a backup for you also on that one. So at the one for additional information, Tanya, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put her Matthews at that one also, and then leave me for additional information. But she'll be the point of contact since we have not heard from Fred since December. Has anybody on the committee, and you can speak up, heard from Fred? So only if you have heard from them, please speak up. If not, we'll continue. Okay. Anybody? No? Okay, so I reached out to him on several venues through his emails, through his, I left him some voice messages on his phone and some text messages, and have not heard from him since then. So I'll be getting with the executive committee. He's missed quite a few meetings now, and I know we had an issue with that before, so we may make a recommendation to go ahead and just remove him from the impact for lack of participation. But I do want to find out, first of all, if he's ill or anything else is going on, since we haven't heard from him before we make that decision. Okay, so with that, so that blue link on there is the completed nomination form. That's going to lead to what Tanya has up on the left side. So Tanya, if you want to go ahead and scroll that over to the left side now, please. And you can close the other one. There we go. Okay, so basically for the award criteria, it says Veteran of the Year award criteria. So when somebody clicks on that, a sponsor, this is what they will get here. They will get another, basically a redundant of what we had before, but then it says that these are the following criteria. And first of all, as you guys know, you must be a resident of Matthews, the town of Matthews. Of course, anybody can submit it, so that's why we want to go out beyond the veterans organizations. We want to get out to the businesses and the chamber of commerce, etc. And I just need to figure out, or with Charlene and Tanya's help, to figure out how to best reach those other businesses and residents of the town. We'll discuss that here in a minute if you guys have an idea, but we'll go ahead and read down through there. Number 3 was the big area that we made the changes to. So again, a worthy candidate is one who is participating and assisting veterans, and then we put the word "and others" in there because it's not just veterans that you are supporting in the town. Because you could be in the Boy Scouts or some other kind of clubs, the Rotary clubs, and some of the other activities that you're assisting members of Matthews with. But we did put MVAC, American Legion, MOA, Veterans of Foreign Wars, etc., and any other pertinent organizations. So the candidate should be an active member in the community. So that's one of the things. If we wanted to do some word changing or smithing, that's what we want to try to do tonight. And a list of accomplishments and contributions can be listed in the nomination form. So that's the whole purpose of the nomination form, which is on the next page that you can see to the right there. So are there any comments on paragraph number 3? Thank you. Yeah, we'll put other email in there. Okay, so if I don't hear no comments, you can go ahead and speak freely if you got some comments since we have this up there. No comments? Okay, so from there, when we go down to paragraph number 4 and 5, basically the biography and digital photo are requirements once the person is selected. And so I believe that's the way it is also. You guys, Jack and Charlene and Larry, who've been here for a while, is that the way it is that we, for the biography and photo, should that be only provided once they are selected, or is that part of the initial packet? Because my understanding the initial packet is just the Veteran of the Year form. You're on mute there, Charlene.
Yeah, so on the nomination form, it says that also, it says it on the bottom of it to attach a one-page biography and digital. I say we go ahead and leave that on there and just go ahead and have that all attached. And say, I don't know about the biography because it seems to me like, well, they need to put all that stuff. That's still the accomplishments and stuff.
Yeah, well, see, here's the idea about the bio. So the brief summary of the qualifications, like if somebody, what they did in town, right? What they're part of, what activities that they're doing. The bio, to me, was for the mayor to use for his comments so that he knows a little bit about the individual.
Yeah, but I still think I think that should go ahead and do it. I don't think it's that hard to figure out that part either. I think it should be submitted all at the same time.
Okay.
And you want to, on your number 3, you've got a couple of misspelled words, so just get those corrected. Accomplishment and contributions.
Accomplishments and contributions, yep, and they're highlighted there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and make that. So on number 5, we'll take out also if selected, a photo of the nominee is required. So we'll just go ahead and then take that out. But that's the reason why we take a photo, because if they are selected, they will be placed in either the local papers or something of that nature. And that's why we request
I think it's easier to go ahead and get it all at one time versus waiting. They win, then you have to go back to that person. Then what happens if they're delayed sending it to us? If they just get it all at one time, then we're ready to go.
I concur with you, because last year when we were doing it, a lot of the forms that we got were on the 15th of September, which was the deadline, and it was hard to go back and reach that. So again, the 15th of December would be September would be the deadline. I think we actually went one day over that because of the fact that we were still receiving the nominations on the last day when I was reaching out to them. So the form is on the next page below, and I think we got a couple of extra spaces. If you go back down to number 6, I believe, Tanya, or 7, a couple of spaces between MVAC. We'll review the packets and provide recommendations to the mayor of Matthew, who will make the final selection. So all we do is make the recommendations. We provide them like the top 3. If there's more, last year we had a total of 7, which was great. And if we can get that amount again this year, then we have a pool for the mayor to look at. One of the things that I forgot to enter, and we probably want to put on the first form that we discussed at our meeting, was prior nominees. Sponsors may submit prior nominees from subsequent years. So the thing is on that one, and I'll put that in there somewhere on there, Tanya. But what we want to do is be able to say that if we have a nominee and they are still here, they are still doing the same type of activities, the sponsor can just contact that nominee, make sure the nominee still wants to be nominated for that Veterans of the Year, and then resubmit the packet or update the packet. So we're not automatically going to be taking last year's nominees that weren't selected and re-looking at them. So, but sponsors may submit them. So we'll put something on that on the, should that go on the first page or should that be on the actual award criteria? Comments?
I think first page.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and put that on the first page where we get that in there. I'll go ahead and add that onto that portion of it before we give the additional information. Okay, with that, then we go to the next page. Last year I had a problem with trying to make that a fillable form. So right now that is not the fillable form. The one that I did have from you guys last year, Tanya, I don't know if it was Tanya and or Lori helped me with that. It's still, I had problems because I did not have Adobe and I couldn't get it out that way, and I still don't have Adobe on my computer over here. So we need to probably, once we get this thing approved, send it to Tanya and or Lori, I forgot who did that for me last year, and make this form a fillable form for the nomination.
Lori did that last year. I'm sure she'll be happy to do it again.
Thank you, Tanya. So unless there's any other changes there, this is one, once again, that does not have the years on it or anything else. And this way we don't have to change it every year. We can update it as required. But last year we had like Veteran of the Year for 2019, 2020, 2021. So we're taking all that out and we just go ahead and submit it for the year being the year that we are in. Okay, any other comments or discussions before we move on?
Doug?
Yes.
Just maybe a technical item in the second paragraph of both documents where we list the branches of service. Should now we add the Space Command?
So we did have that discussion at the executive committee. Right now, our flags are the ones that we have in there. Since we don't have the Space Command in there right now, we keep on going back and forth. Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, Navy, Marines, and what we did put in there was Reservist National Guard Organization. We did have that discussion, and Larry or Jack, if you want to remind me what we said that we didn't want to put it in there, why we didn't want to put that in there.
Larry?
I'm now thinking about it, and since they're command, I mean, if all it takes is to type it in, I say let's get it in there because it's official.
Okay.
I know we talked about it. It was almost like we didn't want to do it because they're so new. The discussion was we don't think we're going to get anybody yet that is from that command. But
Might as well be on the form.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and put Spacecom in there too then.
yeah, I mean, it is official. May as well get them in there.
Yeah, if we're buying a flag, we might as well put it on there.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Is the official name Space Force?
No. Space Command.
Spacecom.
Command?
I don't know. I'd have to double. We better
We'll double check on that one, but we'll get that one, and then you can send me what you got for the changes over there, and then I'll take one more look at it there, Tanya, and then we'll get that to you once you. Also, just on that other page up top, you got Charlene's other email. There you go. Right. Great. Okay, we'll do one cleanup. Tanya, thank you for taking notes, and we'll go ahead and if you send that back to me.
Doug?
Yes.
Doug?
Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, Stephen, he's the most recent award winner. Stephen, you have any ideas or thoughts about how it went for you last year? Any recommendations?
He's on mute. You're on mute, Stephen.
We can't hear you, Stephen. You're on mute.
Are you here?
Oh.
Still on mute. Now
How's that?
That's good.
Okay. No, I thought it went well, Jack. I don't think I did a very good job on the stage because I really wasn't properly prepared mentally to address the mayor's kind statement. So I probably came off a little buffoonish on that part of it, but the process I thought was outstanding. It was It was a nice experience. Preparing the information that you had requested for me to prepare seemed to be easily achieved and simple in application. So, all in all, I thought the process went very smoothly.
Very good. Thank you.
I think it's important that we keep the application as simple as we can too, which I think we've done. Because sometimes people, they won't put, if it gets too crazy, they won't even bother with the application. So I think we're doing good.
Perfect. Yeah, I think all of us being former veterans and serving in the military, you know how it was with trying to write up an award and made it complicated in the process. So this is very easy. So point well taken, Larry. Thank you. Okay, so thank you guys for letting us review that. Charlene would now be the point of contact. I guess since we haven't heard from Fred, I'm not sure what else we can do for Fred, but I haven't heard from him, and I hate to remove him from the committee if we find out that he's been ill or in the hospital or something like that for the last 2 or 3 months. So if anybody can find out or has any other ways or means of getting hold of Fred, please let me know. Okay.
Doug, Lori's always willing to send a letter as well. If you want her to do that, just reach out and let her know that, he hasn't attended the last several meetings and you'd like for her to send a letter.
Perfect.
Letting him know the attendance requirements and that he needs to get in touch with someone.
Right, I can draft that based on our charter and then send that to her and have her send that out. That'd be excellent. Okay. Thank you for that suggestion, Tanya. Okay. Next item is the discussion of the 1 to 3 year plan. Again, kudos to Mike for bringing this plan together. The executive committee reviewed the 2021 items, and we saw that we still had a couple of them listed. If you guys remember, the 3 items that are listed are, one is an easy one, it's the Army-Navy game, and I think we already had a volunteer to try to lead that venue over there. Charlene, whose son graduated from the Army, United States Military Academy, so she would love to lead that, and we'll see if we have anybody else who's interested in working on that with her. You're on mute, Charlie.
We need a Navy person, so I won't take total control. Otherwise, it's going to be all Army napkins.
So, with that being said, for the Army, we're talking about the 1 to 3 year plan there, Mike, and we're talking about the 3 things that were left out there for this year. Army Navy game being the one we're speaking to right now. Charlene volunteered to take that. We're looking for anybody else that would want to work with her. One thing, Charlene, is that the other day when we were at when I was at the Irish pub, what's the name of that Irish pub? Grace something in town.
O'Malley's.
So my thing would be, of course, we probably want to hold it at some venue within Matthews, because other towns and communities do that in their areas. When I went into the first day, I did speak to that owner over there, and he seemed receptive to the idea. But if you have a better venue or whatever, that's he's got a couple of big TVs in there and one large screen in that banquet room of his. And he said he could make that available if we reach out to him early enough and use the whole place for the Army-Navy celebration on the 7th of December, of course. So that's just an idea.
Okay.
I would help Charlene with that, but my daughter also graduated from the United States Military Academy, so I would make it all go Army beat Navy. So we would probably need to get Navy.
No Army, we will beat Navy.
Okay, so the second item that was still on there, and we talked about it, was to partner with a charity, and I think we had $500 on that one. So Charlene brought that up the best. We're talking about that as an item that we put on the agenda, and did we really think that we could partner with a charity and provide funding or needs to it? So anybody else from the executive committee want to speak about that again to see if we want to keep that, or is just the fact that we acknowledge that we're partnering with charities?
I don't think we need to put a dollar value on that. I think we just need to say we're going to try to partner with them to be here to let veterans know if there's a homeless charity or whatever, just to reach out with them to let them know that we're here to help if we can help them and connect them with the right sources.
Jack?
Yeah, Doug, I think we need to be specific for any one charity. We should leave it open for discussion. I mean, another one comes to mind is the Levine Senior Center. That when they're full speed, which they are not right now, of course, they have twice a year, the homeless veterans come to their place, and they get showers, and they get food, and they get all kinds of good stuff, okay? So we could help with that, I'm thinking, in the future. So I would rather not be specific to one, but be open to ideas as they come forward.
Perfect. That sounds good. So what Charlene is saying is that we would keep that on the venue there for informative type of a venue. And as we get something, if we think we can assist one way or the other. I know our committee is too small to actually be providing some type of a form or assistance out there, but at least something that we can either bring to the town or figure out a way that we can support them. So, Mike, on that one, we'll go ahead and take away the dollar value on the 2021 item for the 3-year plan.
Got it. I'm sorry, we're having a rough night with the kids over here. The Army-Navy game, is that still earmarked for the $500 as an estimate, or am I changing that amount as well?
I think unless we think, I have no idea. Yeah. Let's find out, because if we do it,
I don't think we can use.
Go ahead.
We can't use town money to have a party.
Right. We can't use town money. Now, I don't know, then it comes into that whole discussion again about that donated money. Can we use the donated money, but we have that all lumped together? So I think we just have to say no money on the Army, Navy, no money on the charity.
Okay, so leave them in there as events, but budget is goose egg. Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, so, and with that one, we'll look for the venue. If we get something like O'Malley's, maybe they can sponsor a certain amount of money or something like that. And they would just go ahead and get the what do you want to call it? Benefits of people eating and drinking at their establishment for that particular day.
There's just a quick thought. There's Christopher's too, which is an actual sports bar, and they got wall-to-wall TVs in that place. So that's another option that whoever's looking into it may want to look into. Yeah. It's a little more applicable as far as the venue goes.
Yeah, there's several in town. For example, Seaboard is a great supporter of veterans. I mean, so there are several in town which we can talk to.
That's perfect. All we're doing is bringing it up and talking about it right now. So the thing is, we'll take the $500 off there. And then since Charlene is going to lead that, we need to start looking a little bit earlier in the June, July time frame, get with these restaurants and see who can support us and provide us their venue for that. And then we'll get with Tanya and Maureen for the town to see if we can get some kind of communications out there that the town of Matthews will be hosting a event there, and hopefully we will get all of our venues, the American Legion, the MVAC, and Veterans of Foreign Wars to participate. That way we can go out there and recruit during this event also, so that might be something worthwhile. Okay, so thank you for that suggestion there, Mike and Jack. And Seaboard, the thing is, when Charlene starts walking around, we need to find out which one has a large enough venue and how many guests we think we might have, because we have, as Bill knows, in Matthews Glen, a whole bunch of veterans. I'm not sure if they're all willing to come out there and drink, and if they can come out there, but that would be something that if we get the word out there, hey, they may be stopping by for a drink also and supporting it. Okay. I think those were the 3 events that we had listed on there. Veterans and Memorial Day activities. So I sent Mike and Jack I did find one of the forms in there from Tom that he had for a tentative budget for 2021. And one of the things that I didn't notice and that we didn't put in our budget was Veteran of the Year plaque, Mayor's medal presentation, case and certificate holder, trifles, posters, but those were two Veteran Days activities. I don't think there was anything in here for Memorial Day. Have we provided any support in the past for Memorial Day monetarily?
No.
Okay.
That's I can remember, no.
Okay, so the other things in, Mike, that the only things that we're probably going to look at adding and would be that from that tentative 2021 budget from Tom would be the plaque, the case and presentation. I sent that to you, so if you didn't get it, I'll resend it to you. He also had on here donation for American Legion Veterans Breakfast. Have we done that in the past for breakfast? Because if we...
Yes, we have. We've helped the Legion with their annual veteran breakfast twice.
We've done two of them, but it's been a good 3 years since we've done it.
Okay, so we may want to consider adding that to the budget too, Mike, on that one. So tell me the difference between holding a breakfast and holding a Army-Navy game venue.
Well, the breakfast is for veterans. They can walk in the morning, have a breakfast, and walk out, and they come with their family. That's the breakfast. I'm not sure about the Army-Navy.
Yeah, how did we do that? Because we weren't buying the stuff. Did we actually give any money for that? Because the church was providing everything for that. We weren't buying all that.
What we did was
the church was providing everything.
One at a time. Let Jack go ahead and speak. Since he was the treasurer, he should have the monetary part of that.
What MVAC did was give, with the approval of the town, give the Legion $100 twice. Okay, the Legion put together the breakfast. They went out and bought all the material, set up the kitchen, fed the people, and that was it. All MVAC did was support it monetarily.
So that leads to my question again.
We don't have the manpower, MVAC, to do things like that. So we can help in other ways.
Right. That leads to my question again.
$100. Yeah. Then why can't we $100 of that?
So my question is, if you gave $100 for breakfast items, why can't we give $100 for appetizers for the Army-Navy game? Just a question.
Because I think there's alcohol present there, is there not? Doug?
There will be. So, but
there's no alcohol present at the breakfast. It was a family-oriented issue, whereas I think the Army-Navy game is going to be viewed differently.
Yeah. Okay. And that breakfast, the mayor was there and he spoke. The veterans asked questions. Some of the town councils spoke. So it was almost like a meeting, a veterans meeting. And I think that's okay. I think we're okay with that, but I agree with Stephen that an Army-Navy game is more of a party. This other thing was more like a meeting with food.
And we got to be careful, guys, because I don't know if you saw in the paper last week, but the Monroe VFW got busted for gambling and alcohol sales without a license, and more than 100 people got busted and put in jail. I don't know the full details, but I saw it in the paper. Wow.
Okay, so that'll be something that we'll bring up. I did email Hazen, and spoke to him that we do have a 1 to 3 year budget. Mike, when he gives me a date, if you're available, great. If not, I'm going to go ahead and brief the budget to him, because what we want to do is find out if we're still going to get our $2,500 a year, or with our budget, if we see an increase. He did write back and said money is tight, but he did not say that we would not receive the $2,500 per year still. So if we go with him with our budget, and we'll bring these questions up. I was going to ask Tanya to do that, but if I meet with Hazen, we can do the same thing. Again, to me, I hear what you guys are saying about the alcohol sales, but it's almost like in the Army, you don't ask for permission. You something, but
yeah, forgiveness. Yeah, we know where you're coming from.
Yes. So to me, if we were to do that, and we're recruiting there, and we have tables there, and we can have the mayor actually or somebody else speak there, I'm just curious. I know the alcohol is involved in it, but if we're using this as an event and as a social event, just like the town when they do their gatherings in the park for Matthews Alive and everything else, there's alcohol and everything else being sold there. And I don't know if, what the town has to sponsor and support that somehow also. Just throwing it out there.
I don't think there's alcohol on any of those food trucks, one, but the other thing, but to say the other side of that is we're not the ones buying alcohol, so that would be my question, is because if we're not the ones buying or supplying the alcohol, then could you do it? That would be the thing. But I will say that the town is not usually providing alcohol anywhere.
So what I'll do is I'll take that with the town manager and find out if we can do that, because my thing too would be we're not putting booze out there, we're putting appetizers or some free things for people to get started with, and then they can buy their own. But
right.
I know Larry's always the devil. He's always looking at the negative side.
I don't like it. It doesn't pass the gut check for me.
Okay. Well, all we can do is ask the town before we go in there, but if nothing else, we still would like to hold the event and have
absolutely
from the organizations to be there. Okay, that's it on the plan. The Space Command flag was the next item, and Jack already spoke to that, and we voted on that. At this point, I'd like to make the introductions again for the new members that we have. So we'll start off with Stephen Wilfong, real quick, if you just want to have a few words over there. What I'd like to know is, again, for everybody, because I don't know if everybody read it, but where your hometown and years of service and branch of service, and then whatever else you want to add on to it.
Okay. You mean in addition to what was, okay. In addition to what was supplied, Doug, for the Veteran of the Year?
So I think we said that, but anything that you want to provide to the members here, just a minute or two of your time.
Okay. Well, let's see. I was born in New York, but I was raised in Maryland. I served in the Navy. I served 2 tours in Vietnam. I was with the Office of Naval Intelligence. I came out and became a state trooper. I was a state trooper for a number of years. Then the Bureau recruited me for the Organized Crime Strike Force in Washington. So I left the Maryland State Police and became an agent with the Organized Crime Strike Force. I'm active in the community. I've coached. I was a commissioner of soccer for Park Sharon. I've coached soccer for years. I've coached girls softball for my daughters. I was on the advisory committee for my son. He had a scholarship to NC State for football, so I worked with Mike Kane, who was a coach at that time, and did some things up in Raleigh for the NC State. I was a forensic expert. I graduated from 21 different schools. I graduated from the United States Secret Service Academy. Became recognized in 32 states as an expert witness in handwriting and forensic analysis of documents. I've lived here since '84 when I was transferred here with the Justice Department. I have 5 kids and 15 grandkids.
Wow.
And very active in the Legion. I just celebrated my 52nd year in the Legion. How's that, Doug?
That is more than enough. The only question, if anybody else has any questions, since having prior discussions with Stephen, being from Maryland, and I being from Maryland also, but you left there a long time ago, so I doubt if you are a Ravens fan.
Oh, yeah, sure I am. Matter of fact, my niece is the head of the public relations for the Ravens, and she is also the, I forget what the title is now. She has her doctorate degree in conflict management, so she is the personnel. I forget her title, but she's the head of the department for the Ravens. So I'm a big Ravens fan, and anytime I get to go up in Baltimore, I get free tickets, and so it's great. And I'm a huge Oriole fan.
That's a perfect job for her because, of course, anybody who knows about the Ravens and Ray Lewis and some of the team members on there, they probably said they need a lot of conflict management on it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So much. And I'm a huge Oriole fan as well. So
there you go. Any other questions for Stephen? Welcome aboard, and I think his credentials are more than sufficient for the meeting. Clyde, you're next.
Excuse me, my dog went crazy. I'm a new resident here to Matthews and moved here from Toledo, Ohio in 2018. I live with my wife, my stepdaughter, 3 grandkids, a dog, 2 cats, in a house in Matthews. Air Force veteran, served 3 years in the Air Force, a year with Strategic Air Command in Maine, and a year in Thailand with the radar unit. Got out and spent 23 years in the Air Guard, retired as an E7 Master Sergeant, First Sergeant. And University of Toledo graduate, but of course I'm an Ohio State football fan because that's the only football there is in the United States. So that's my story.
Well, thank you again so much and welcome. I know that with Ohio and the Buckeyes, I used to have a couple of neighbors that when I was in the military that were from Ohio, and I tell you what, if you're around them during football season, college football season, Buckeyes was huge. So thank you again for joining us and welcome to Matthews.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, permanent comments from the town council or liaison. So Tanya, do you have anything to provide to us?
I don't have anything for you tonight.
Perfect. I think we might get done before 8 o'clock. The second thing was any other additional things for us to comment on. I don't have anything either. Under new business, I don't have anything to add. Jack.
Yeah, Tanya, please keep us honest and out of jail.
I will, I promise.
Okay, so we have no new business. So now we're open for public comments, and the only person we have is Mark. I don't know if Mark wanted to say anything.
I have nothing to say. Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome. So with that, I am motion to adjourn. Before we adjourn, if you look at the calendar down there, we do not have a meeting scheduled for July. The executive committee spoke about that. The 7th of July is the date. The 4th of July falls on Sunday, I believe. And that Wednesday, we decided with the holiday coming up, and I think they did it last year, we will not have a July meeting. So the next meeting that we have will be the 2nd of June. So with that, if nobody has anything else to say, I make a motion to adjourn this impact meeting.
I second.
Perfect. So Tanya, if you still want those two to stay on to get that information, you're more than welcome, or I can email it to you.
If you just want to email it to me anyway, because you got to send it to Charlene, that's good.
Okay, and I'll CC.
Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a good night.
I'll CC Clyde and Stephen on there so that they will know that the information.
Hopefully we can meet in person next month.
Yeah, that's for Tanya to determine. We hope that we can do it this time. I don't know if Tanya has any insight to that one yet.
I don't have any updates on that yet. As far as I know, the board meetings in May, at least the first one is still going to be on Zoom. They may discuss at that meeting what to do with the second one. And as soon as they start back in person, you all can as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.